Hello, everybody. Connie here. Topic I have to discuss with you today is divine femininity and the role that it's playing in this global awakening that we're having right now. For those of you that have any doubt whatsoever that we are experiencing divine energy rising, the divine feminine rising, let me take you for a little trip down memory lane here. 10 years ago, excuse me, it was Secretary Hillary Clinton that stood on stage not only in front of the Americans, but in front of the whole world, and called out the character and behavior of her opponent, who will remain nameless at this point in time. I'm sure you know who it was. She let everybody know what we'd be in for if this person took office. Now, many of us listened and voted for her, and she did win the popular vote, but not by enough of a margin for the Electoral College to not interfere and give the election to her opponent. Now, if we'd had more people listen to the Divine Feminine and get out and vote, then that wouldn't have happened, and we'd be in a very different situation now. But it is what it is. But remember, it was a woman that foretold what would happen. Then, after the insurrection of January 6th, I remember wondering where the cojones were of all of the men in Washington, because it was Congresswoman Liz Cheney that had the courage, the audacity to stand up and to insist on justice, an investigation and justice and prosecution of the person that led that insurrection, as well as the people who participated in it, but the one who instigated it. She received death threats. She lost her political career over this. She stood in the face of everything, knowing that she had to do what was right, no matter what the cost to her. That is divine feminine energy. That's the energy of a mother protecting her children, or of a woman taking care of her family or village at cost to her own personal well-being. That's divine femininity. Then along came Kamala Harris, who stood on a stage again, debate stage, in front of not only the country but the world, and looked right in the eye of her opponent and called out his character and what kind of a human being he was and the things that he had done. Have you ever seen another male politician do that? Have you seen what I've seen is a lot of bowing and scraping and ring kissing, with the exception of obviously Bernie Sanders, who is very vocal about how he feels about things. It's rare to see people dare to oppose. And is it really because of fear of the person, or is it fear of loss of prestige and power and money? But it is divine femininity that says to hell with the cost and does what is right. Then we had a bishop that delivered a prayer at the inauguration. Now, I'm willing to bet if that was a male bishop that nothing even remotely resembling what was said would have been said that day. But this woman made a plea to the man being inaugurated based on what he has done in the past and what he promised to do to people. She made a plea for mercy, for people to be treated with kindness and with understanding. Suppressed people, marginalized people, immigrants. She made a plea for him to show mercy in front of the entire globe, because the divine feminine is about heart, love, compassion, and has no shame at all in asking for that. Do you think that would have happened if that had been a man? We hear from very few Congress people, and all of the time in the public right now. The ones we're hearing the most from are Katie Porter and her whiteboard, when she goes after CEOs and catches them in their lies and calls them right out on the carpet in front of the world. AOC and Jasmine Crockett, I love to watch those women. They have fully stepped into their power and their divine femininity, and they do that for the sake of their charges, which is the American people, which a woman in her divine femininity will treat everyone that she leads the same that she would her children. Protectively, she will take care of them. I noticed at the inauguration that there were about 5 billionaires, now oligarchs, I'm sure, that were sitting right behind the president as he was inaugurated, hungry for more power and control in the country, hungry for having their hands in every little thing that happens to the American people. And there was a woman named Buddy, was it Marianne Buddy? An older woman whose husband was a billionaire, and when he passed away and left her all that money, I remember watching her stand up on the stage at a university in New York City. I think it was Albert Einstein Medical College. And she gave away $1 billion to that medical school to pay in full the tuition of people wanting to become doctors and to save people. Instead of holding on to that money or hoarding it or just worrying about passing it on to ancestors, she did good with that money. Jeff Bezos' ex-wife, since 2019, I think, in the last 6 years, I don't know, is it $19, $20 billion she's donated? She even signed a pledge to donate a certain number, join a club to donate a certain amount of money each year. That is a female. That is divine feminine energy. That is the energy that this planet needs to heal and to move into the new earth and the age of Aquarius. There are 80 or 81 countries in our world right now being run by females, where the president or prime minister of the country is a woman. Balanced women, powerful, compassionate, intelligent, courageous women. Make no mistake, divine femininity requires a balance between the masculine and feminine energy. Because females that behave like the likes of Marjorie Taylor Greene or Lauren Boebert or people like that, they are very wounded women. They are not balanced at all. They are acting out of their wounded femininity and toxic masculine behavior as well. And I'm not going to say that all of the men in the world come from toxic masculinity either. I do think a large portion of them, maybe a majority of them do, because they have been so deeply conditioned throughout their lifetimes that is their birthright. It's their right to be special and be treated with privilege. But there are men out there that know better, that are balanced, and instead of working out of toxic masculinity, they're in their divine masculine. They see the value and the beauty, the divinity in women. They know their job is to care for and protect them and allow them to work their magic in the world, to give them a container to do that in. That's going to be the future of our world. And for any of you women, my sisters out there, young or old, if you have not stepped into your divine feminine power yet, I want you to hear this. Your external world is a direct reflection. Your country, your government is a direct reflection of your internal world. You cannot see your government being run by divine feminine if you do not step into your own power. If you live in an abusive relationship, you must have the courage to extricate yourself from that. If you work at jobs that are toxic and treat you poorly, you must be creative and find a solution, a place you can work or a way you can make a living where You do not tolerate and accept that treatment. You must love and respect yourself. Your femininity is receptiveness, it's intuition and not just logic. It's compassion and nurturing. But your masculine side needs to be in balance with it, which is your courage, your fire, your ability to take action on what you know to be right and true. No more calling each other bitches. No more treating yourselves and each other as if you were anything but the goddesses that you are. You are a portal for life to enter from another dimension into this one. It's time that you started to treat yourself accordingly. Step into your power and support all of your sisters stepping into theirs. And the gentlemen that are in their divine masculine, that are our allies, thank you for the support and help you give. And please continue to call out your brothers that behave differently than that. So, if any of you thought that that was a myth or just a story or a little woo-woo about the divine feminine rising, I suggest you look around a little more closely and pay attention to what's happening. It will be feminine leadership that will change the course of our future and that will heal this world. My love to all of you today. Peace. Prayers are always with you. Step into your power and have a kick-ass day.